No, cheating. I'm not talking about this cheating. I'm actually talking about cheating on multiple levels in UX. Because you kind of have to sometimes. The phones are still slow. Whether we like it or not, I mean, computers are slow. You saw me start up a computer for 3 minutes. And the phones, they have similar issues. And sometimes you have to cheat to let the user know that the experience is more fluid than it actually is. So UX is like magic tricks. I mean, you perform them, and people think that you're actually doing stuff, and you're actually doing totally different things. But you just give that illusion that it's actually working. So, like, for example, transitions. We have to do this a lot of times, that we do transitions on the screen. So we have to sort of burn the images first and move those, because we can't use the functional elements moving because they're too heavy. Maybe launching with pre-filled images, like iPhone does. So when you launch an application, it sometimes looks as if it's working, but it's not, because it's actually launching with an image. It's loading in the background the actual functionality, and then it seamlessly switches, and so you're like, oh, it was that quick. And then there's stuff that is just impossible to do, or just sucks if you do it, really. And there's a cool example. I can't remember whether it was Korea or Japan, but they had this application where there was like a runway show. There were girls, you know, in doing a fashion show, and they had an application where you take a photograph of the girl, and it recognizes what clothes she's wearing and gives you the information of those clothes. And it didn't do that. Actually, what it did, it knew exactly when you took the photograph and when the girl was there. So it sent the images of those clothes that were supposed to be on the stage at that moment. So there was no recognition software, which we all know would take like gazillions to produce, but the effect on the sort of public that was watching the magic trick was that it's actually doing it, and it wasn't. So, I mean, if you can think of ways to fool people, that's good, because there are some things that are just too good to be true. And one of them is usually the VR, the virtual reality stuff, and the augmented reality. So currently, it's just, if you do it for real, it's usually very slow and not really good. So you might have to cheat like this. Okay, so in closing, what UX is all about is giving people superpowers, and you really need to give them quick and instantly. And the packaging really matters on the mobile. It's very skewed to looking good, feeling good, quickly, and then if the functionality is kind of there, that's a bonus. And the gimmicks, I mean, gimmicks work, really. They're stupid, but they work. And if you don't get caught, cheat. And maybe one day, then we finally put this green guy to rest and punch ourselves with holes and have real androids. Thank you. So do we have any extra questions? We are still hiring, if that's the question. Yes?
So, how much do you think it takes to design properly the application to make good UX, and how do you think it will make work to make it actually proper?
Yes. Yeah, one of the problems with UX is my view is that it kind of needs all the three things, and even business logic and whatnot, because there's like more stuff into it. And so I would recommend that you have someone that understands all of them, kind of. And really, then, you know, drawing UIs, drawing that thing, those things. I mean, they are a couple of weeks that we do them for larger applications. It's a lot less than coding them, drawing them anyway, right? So I mean, I'm not sure if I understood the question correctly, but Yeah, it takes...
Many coders, I suppose, have this kind of idea that, yeah, there's lots of beef in the code, you have to take a lot of time, and then you just put some graphics, some nice button.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. I mean, you can go the Polish the third way, and you're like, you have this huge thing, but you really need to think the experience from the beginning, really, so that you realize that, because the attention span is short, it's like a 5-year-old on speed. Especially when it's a free application. These guys, they're going to look at the application for freaking 5 seconds and like, and away it goes and never starts again. So if it's a paid application, you get a little bit of leeway, but it's a free application, you just have to smack them right away and, you know, just do something cool, or otherwise it's going to be gone. So I wouldn't code the whole thing and then just sprinkle graphics onto it. Probably no. So just try to build it up from small things, and that work.
And how do you think the time would take to actually come up with the idea that would make the app work with this smart?
Well, usually we just, you know, we draw some, you know, pictures of the application, and we're like, okay, there we could have this gimmick that kind of like feels funny. Usually it's something physical, because people like these physical things, like the labyrinth thing. It's kind of like a physical object that you can touch. Or in the Angry Birds, you pull that slingshot. It feels good. So usually it's, and physics games are, I mean, across the board doing terrifically on the platform. So something like that added is a bit of very rich interaction into some element in the beginning, and then you're done with it. Yes?
Would you recommend some good resources for inspiration, like you look at them and you get some design ideas? Like a book, magazine or something?
Yeah, so usually, I mean, of course, whenever you design everything, because it's always stealing ideas from someone else, right? And not getting caught. So usually it's just case by case. I don't know, like overall great designs. No, sorry.
You know, like one magazine that you think is so cool?
Magazines? I don't read magazines at all. I don't know. So.
Not books or websites?
No.
So what do you say ideas from there?
It's very context-based, so when we create an application for certain scene, we look at all the things, then of course, you know, steal the best ideas and then turn those into better ideas, and then just out of thin air, really. I don't know.
Small question about you have done iPhone products, Android products. How many people do you use? Pick a project you have done.
Okay.
How many designers, 2 designers, 1 coder, 3 evil business people? What kind of mix do you use to get a product? And how many men?
Yeah.
What's the size?
The thing is that our company does a lot of customer work. So the business people, if there is business people, then they come from the customer. And then our internal projects, it's more like the business people. I'm just talking first the evil guys, the dark side. We are the business people. We don't have a clue about it, kind of, but we do. And so there's no specific business person in Qvik. About the setup for a project, we usually have like 2 coders and 1 designer, because it's always good to have 2 coders. 1 coder is a loose cannon, so he can do just totally wrong things. And when you're alone, you don't really need to document your stuff. You just know it, and then it becomes this ball of gelatinous mass that you can't touch anymore. So yeah, that's the usual setup. And the designer doesn't work full time. No way. I mean, coding takes a lot more time than designing. You just, okay, this is the cool transition, everything just, you know, and then coders look at you. This morphs into a cat.